Hi. It is Friday the 13th, the day for good luck, depending on how you think about it. I have a situation, don't we all? This wonderful hive that had a glorious red queen in it from last year was laying up a storm. Was doing great. And then when I checked on her a few days ago, she wasn't there. It is September, second week. This is my dry feeder. You can see the bees inside. I'm just going to move it over to the side, far side of this other hive. Because I want to do this quick but not dirty. I got another queen today from a long time beekeeper in the area. Extremely nice person. Always helpful to any beekeeper who calls. Amazing. Why is that amazing? Because not everybody is helpful. And not everybody is as generous as he is. Well, I've got a Caucasian queen. My prior queen was an Old World Carney, my favorite. But I need a fertile queen. Quick. Otherwise, my lady's here without the queen producing her pheromones and letting them all know that she is the queen and shall be the only one. Without that pheromone, their reproductive organs have started to develop to prepare them to lay. This is what you learn when you take classes. And what they will lay is drone comb to make sure their genetics are carried on. How do I know that? Well, thank you to Professor Scott Debnam at the University of Montana. That's how I know that. Hives with laying workers are notoriously difficult to requeen. I didn't know why, now I do. It's because those workers are loyal to the workers that have become laying workers. And so when you have a laying worker in the hive, you actually have more than one. Because they've got to keep those genetics going, right? Not an easy task. Someday I'll figure out what to do besides wiping my hands off on my clothes. My grandmother would have a fit. Laying workers, fiercely loyal to their sister workers who are laying. And they'll lay one or sometimes more eggs in a cell. Thank you, Dr. Scott Debnam. And leave it up to the other workers to decide which egg, I don't remember what I said, will become a drone. Which egg is going to develop, actually, become a pupa and then a drone. Got some wasps wandering around. I am noticing that the bees are not taking up the syrup as much as they were. We have sunflowers blooming. They should not be blooming in September. They should be done. So I'm going to stick that queen in here. She's in this little queen mating nuke hive I have here. Warm and cozy, in a cage, marked, thank you, Dale. But I want to find out if any workers have begun to lay. Regardless, I'm putting her in here because going into fall without a queen leaves me horribly vulnerable, because then I won't have any winter bees if I don't have a laying queen. I need a container to put these frames in so I can maneuver around. And it's a little bit chilly outside. It's in the 50s. Not too bad. There's a nice wasp on the food. But I certainly don't want these bees to get chilled. And it looks like I don't have much of a choice here. I wouldn't recommend that you do this. The longer you keep bees, the more adaptations you'll develop as to what will work for you and what won't. Got lots of bees on that frame. I would like to have more. I'm seeing some fecal matter on that frame. I don't like that at all. There shan't be fecal matter. The shake doesn't work for me. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The bang does. Because the bees go down. The fecal matter is concerning. This is a frame that's been around for a while. I don't know if that fecal matter is recent. I didn't see it the other day when I put these in the hive. What I need to do with this fecal matter is get it out. ASAP. Not just scrape it off, but I'm going to have to scorch it. So it's a sign of dysentery. Bees don't like to poop in the hive. In this case, they have. I need to scorch the end of this hive. And that, my dears, is how you burn off spores from nosema. I'll do it again. I'm not setting the frame on fire. I'm not killing any bees. But if there's any nosema virus on there, I don't want it. Don't want it. Don't want to take any chances. I'm always a little bit of a loss for workspace, it seems. Now I can move around again. Triple check. If you saw the last video, you saw me checking and checking. I'm checking to see if I missed the queen. Always possible. Now I also want to check and find out if there's more fecal matter in here. As well as if anyone has started to lay eggs. I'm only on frame 2, but so far so good. No fecal matter, no eggs. Some people would just put the queen in here. I want to make sure that we don't have much time before winter sets in. I don't have enough drawn comb on this frame here. It's not fully drawn out. And dang it. Sometimes there'll be fecal matter just because the bees got to poop and can't get out because of the weather. Our weather's been pretty crappy. That could be why. I'm not taking a chance. Scrape and burn, baby, scrape and burn. So I want to see if there's a laying worker yet, or laying workers. It has been a week, a little over a week since I've seen the queen. And I want to put this queen in. We've got bee bread. No eggs, no larva. I see no queen. If she did happen to be here and I miss her this time as well, then I would keep this queen cage in here for now. It's probably too late for mating flight just because of our temperatures. Queen bees will only mate while flying. I kind of wondered that if I put them in a hive, combined hive, where there were drones from another family, and a virgin queen, if she might just roll over and love the one she's with. But I was told no, only while flying. We've got a couple of capped brood, which is what I had the other day. No fecal matter, good, no eggs, no larvae, no nothing. So this is a great time to treat again for mites, because it wouldn't be getting into anything. Wouldn't have to get past capped brood. Actually it would, because there's just a couple cells, but I'd say there's maybe 5 cells of capped brood left over from the queen. I love this smoker. It's my favorite tool. My favorite tool, beyond all tools. My favorite. Why do I love it? Because it's so inconsistent, it's unpredictable, it's exciting. Or is it me? I know, it's me. Light it on a slant. Gently pump the bellows. Hope that the hockey tape is holding. Look around, no moose. It helps me. If I leave it on its side, it tends to build up a little better for me. The bees are humming. It's a nice monotone kind of hum. It's not manic. You'll know when it's manic, which is what they typically do, or in my experience, is what has happened. There's a manic humming. Bees walk around, they don't know what to do when the queen is gone. It hasn't set in. I see some capped brood on here. Some drones. No larvae, no eggs. If there were eggs, I would know she was here in the last 3 days. Capped brood, 9 days. So she was here in the last 9 days. So the thing is I have to get this new queen in here before, like I said, the reproductive ability of these workers. You see the festooning at the bottom of the frame? Before these laying workers start itching to pass on their genetics through the drones. But in this case, this late in the season, the drones will die. They're being kicked out of the hive because they're a drain on resources. Since it's not hot enough out, although we've been having some crazy hot temperatures, since it's not hot enough, the drones won't fly up for a congregation, which is when they fly up. They've got those big eyes, and they look for and hook up with the virgin queens. I was a little bit panicky. When my brain has spare space, I sometimes make up beekeeping diagnoses for humans. And this morning I came up with ulcerative melliferous. Not ulcerative colitis, ulcerative melliferous. After that car accident, sometimes my speech is a little wonky. And what that would be is when you're worried so much about your hives, your colonies, that you kind of, you develop some symptoms of anxiety. Anyway, 2 frames left, and then I will stick the queen on the far right. I want these gals in here to keep her warm. Maybe I will stick her in the center of the hive. She's in a cage. They're making the nectar into honey for winter. It's not actually honey, it's stores, although there is some honey in there because, like I said, the sunflowers are blooming, there's dandelion that's blooming, there's wild roses that are blooming, all at the wrong time of year. Well, all because of global warming. I can't tell you if it's the temperature of the ground, the moisture content of the ground, or what, but it's global warming. It's real. I don't see any more fecal matter, and I don't see any more signs of a queen. I'm not going to put her on the end because she needs to be fed. So I need to put her on a frame, stick her right on. Oops, it's okay, ladies. Well, if you ever want to see a beekeeper work without smoke, you've got one in me. We'll stick her right next to some honey so that she can access food. They will chew her out of the cage. Got a little bit of battle going on here. Some of the bees from this hive are chest bumping with some of the bees from the hive right next to me. Resources are scarce. I do have a nice full frame of honey, almost full, and it is right here. So since there's no brood nest, I can move these frames around without disrupting a brood nest, which is the warmest place in the hive. Alright, I've got some honey on this one. I can hook her right on the end. It's okay, guys. I want her to be accessible so that I can get in here and make sure she's actually been released from her cage. There's a little sugar plug in the queen cage, and the bees will chew out that sugar plug, and when it's gone, the queen can get out. The time it takes to eat out that sugar plug is enough time for these bees to become accustomed to this queen's pheromones. This is a queen mating nuke, like I told you. Put it up here so you can see it. Little blue thing. And my queen cage is in here, amongst these mini frames. I'll pull them out and pull her out, and stick her right onto this frame of honey. And hopefully this is a quick acceptance. I don't want them to kill her. This is a Caucasian queen. She is marked. There's no sugar plug. What I'm going to do is I've got a little hive alive fondant. I'm going to put her in my pocket first. Keep her warm. Got a little fondant on these frames. And I'm going to use that for a sugar plug. But what I have found is it takes them a little while to eat through that fondant. Queen cage. The little thing that I'm holding on to, and she's not moving very fast. She does not look vigorous. She's not acting vigorous. But she's got the pheromones, so even if she doesn't make it, at least those worker reproductive organs have been suppressed. A little bit concerned. I'll put it right here. What could happen is that she could get balled. B-A-L-L-E-D. And what that means is they're going to reject her right away. They're going to ball themselves around this little cage and kill her, suffocate her. I'll use the brush. I need to move these bees off the honey. Sorry I can't show you close up, but guess what? Whoops! That fondant just fell out. Let's try that again. We pack it a little better. These bees are hungry. They are looking for food, so I'm gonna... Fondant is not real sticky right now. It's not hardening. So I'm going to get a little bit of a bigger piece and put that on the end, but that little tube is full of fondant. Stick her right up against the honey, leaving the air holes open. And she's got access to honey. I'm looking to see if she's moving. She's stopped moving. Well, it's late in the season though, and the queen's slowed down. I'm going to hope for the best. I'm going to put these frames, they aren't balling her, it's a good sign. I'll make notes as to what frame I've kept her on, frame number 4, and I will put these frames back in. And what I'm working for, or what I'm hoping they're working for, is backfill. We want all 10 frames full of stores, reserves for winter. And that is why I'm still feeding them. But I'm also still feeding them to sustain them. There's nothing for them in the environment. It's a little tight. So I'll use my J hook that I'm excited about. Move these frames over a little bit. And fit this right in, right where it's supposed to go. Some people will use 9 frames instead of 10, so they don't have this problem. Also, when you've got 10 frames of honey, it can be pretty congested in there, and using 9 frames leaves you some room. How are we doing here? Right, go back to the beginning. Not at the end. So I'm maintaining bee space, about 3/8 of an inch between the frames. That gives the bees enough room to move freely between the frames. Any more than that, and they're going to start building burr comb to fill in that empty space. All right, this is ready to slide in. Of course, I've got bees on my hand, bees on my jacket, and that's okay. When I move fast, they move fast. When I move slow, they move slow. Push that frame down, make sure it's fitting. It is. They've still got pollen patty, they've still got fondant. I want to use my camera and take a picture so that I could record this moment in history. Actually in my bee app. And then I'm going to put this lid back on. It's nice to see that it's not plugged up with dead bees today. Alright, they're back in, they're secure, and I just do a little wiggle just to make sure that it's on solid. Otherwise, if you have leaks, there's going to be air, there's wasp potential, and that's it. I have just requeened this hive. Come on, pheromones! Happy autumn. Although, it's September, so it's autumn in other places too. Our leaves are falling all around. It's time I was on my way. Thanks to you, I'm much obliged that you're watching my video. I'm a little bit north of Fairbanks, Alaska, Happy Creek Farm, subarctic beekeeper. Beekeeping in the subarctic makes us a little crazy. A little bit. If you want to know more, you can check out our Instagram, our Facebook, sorry I say it with the tone, our Twitter feed, and our website. So, take care, stay warm, take care of your bees. Ukraine is winning. Slava Ukraina. This video is copyrighted, all rights reserved. Bye.